Here's Michael Bloomberg giving a commencement address at the University of Michigan over the weekend. And he warned about the greatest danger to this country, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest danger to this country is not the fact that kids won't be able to afford, parents won't be able to afford sending their kids to college. I don't know what the University of Michigan costs right now. If you're in state, I know that it's somewhat reasonable. But if you're out of state, by the time Mila goes to school, and that's only 7 or 8 years, it's going to cost $500,000 to send her to a private college. But here he is to talk about what the real danger is to this country.
Important knowledge that you will leave here today with, like the importance of teamwork, has nothing to do with your major. It is about how to study, how to cooperate, how to listen carefully, how to think critically, and how to resolve conflicts through reason. In other words, it is working with others. Those are the most important skills in the working world, and it's why colleges have always exposed students to challenging and uncomfortable ideas. And the fact that some university boards and administrations now bow to pressure groups and shield students from these ideas through safe spaces, code words, and trigger warnings is, in my view, a terrible mistake. The whole purpose of college is to learn how to deal with difficult situations, not to run away from them. A microaggression is exactly that, micro. But in a macro sense, one of the most dangerous places on a college campus is the so-called safe space, because it creates a false impression that we can isolate ourselves from those who hold different views. We can't and we shouldn't try, not in politics or in the workplace.
Is there a human being on the planet? I'm sure there's one or two, but is there more than 3 or 4 human beings on the planet who are more isolated from views that differ than his own than Michael Bloomberg? Is there a human being who is more insulated from other views? Is there a human being who has probably more safe places? We can all just go to your own safe place, like your own private island.
I have
7 of them.
In Bermuda. I have a safe space in Tahoe. I have a safe space in my car. I have a safe space in my helicopter. And I have a safe space perimeter around me at all times. Now listen up, you slobs.
I understand what is involved with a microaggression. For instance, I cannot stand that so many poor people are taking up the oxygen in New York City.
Every day, I hear from people who say children should be fed. My couch chain should be taxed to provide for said poor, disgusting children. That triggers me more than I can tell you, but I dip into my bank account, get on one of my several jets, and I deal with it because I know about the power of teamwork.
Do you realize that even in traveling here, I had to drive to the airport because of all the trigger warnings involving the use of helicopters on my own personal building? Therefore, I have to bow to the pressure. This is wrong.
Now, I don't travel in a motorcade anymore because I'm no longer mayor of New York. Now, think about that for a second. The current mayor is worth in complete net and liquid assets just about $1 million. Nothing! And he has a motorcade. The president is a Negro. He has a motorcade. You don't think that doesn't trigger me every day? But every day I get up and I try to destroy public education because that's my purpose in life. I don't make me stay in bed every morning because a poor person and a Negro have motorcades and I don't.
We need We need to be able to deal with other people and other ideas. And if we don't like them, what we do is spend $1 billion to threaten to run and take over the country, or to bury their ideas under an onslaught of ink that I can produce with one weekend's worth of interest payments from one of my bank accounts.
That would be a better speech. You want safe spaces? Buy a newspaper.
There you go.
You want safe spaces? Gentrify some Puerto Ricans out of a neighborhood. You want safe spaces? Ban the colas so you don't see the fat slobs drinking them through the tinted windows of your armored SUVs.
Understand that university is a time for all of you to be turned into working drones, so that you will do exactly what I and your taskmasters tell you. Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Yeah. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.